I'm Riki. I've been teaching movement for 23 years, and I'm going to show you how to use the body loop for more of a strength or Pilates-based practice. So we're going to start with the small loop. I'm going to wrap it around the low ribs. And I prefer this a little bit tighter because I find I get more feedback. Then I'm just going to tuck this body loop up and attach the Velcro. So I'm going to lay on my back. I'm going to start to inhale slowly through my low back ribs so that I feel the band expand away from my spine. And as I exhale, I'm letting my rib cage just sink down, so especially through the low back rib area. I'm going to try and keep this breathing the whole time. Then we're going to add in some hip strengthening. I'm going to put the green band on the smallest setting possible. Okay, I'm going to keep my breathing into my low back ribs. And I'm going to exhale, bring my sitting bones together, tail to the ceiling, and slowly lift up. I'm going to try and breathe into my low back ribs, so I'm expanding apart the red band. And I'm going to exhale, keep my sitting bones together, tailbone to the ceiling, come all the way back down, and at the end I'm allowing the sitting bones to relax open and the tail to gently fall to the floor. Inhaling into low back ribs. And as I exhale, sitting bones together, tailbone to the ceiling. Inhale at the top, breathing into low back ribs. And as I exhale, sitting bones together, tailbone up. Slowly coming down. Then I'm going to add in some hip abduction. So I'm going to peel up, sitting bones together, tail up, and I'm going to pull the band apart and hold. And then slowly release. And pull the band apart and hold. And slowly release. The whole time, breathing into the low back ribs. Keeping my sitting bones together, tailbone to the ceiling. And then I'm going to peel down, allowing the sitting bones to relax open, tailbone to drop at the end. I'm going to inhale into low back ribs. Exhale, draw the sitting bones together, tailbone up. I'm going to keep resistance apart with the band, with the body loop. And I'm going to slowly do pelvic rocking. So I'm trying to keep my tail and pubic bone in center as I lift one hip bone a little closer to the ceiling, keeping the band apart the whole time. And then I'm going to peel down. This one may be a little harder. If you're finding it difficult, you can walk your feet a little closer together. I'm going to breathe into low back ribs, exhale, sitting bones together, tailbone up. I'm going to try and keep action at the sitting bones, and I'm going to try and just lightly take some weight off the heel of one foot and put it down. Trying to keep the pelvis level the whole time. I'm going to try and lift the other heel and back down. I have the small red body loop around my low ribs. And I've got the green body loop on one of the smaller settings, and I've stepped my legs through, and I'm placing it against my sitting bones. I'm going to loop my hands through. I'm creating a little pressure apart. And it's easiest to just place your hands in an easy prayer position here. I'm going to start to feel what my sitting bones are doing. So I've got the band right against the sitting bones. I'm going to inhale, lightly widen the sitting bones apart, tailbone drops to the floor. As I do this, I want to feel like my low ribs stay down. Don't want to feel like there's compression in my lumbar spine. If I overdo it, I'm going to lift right off. So I want the feeling of gently widening through the sitting bones, tailbone down, and then bringing the sitting bones together, tailbone up. So widening the sitting bones apart, tailbone down, and I could feel the pressure from the band giving me feedback about whether I'm widening the sitting bones. I'm going to bring them together, tailbone up, and I feel the body loop ease up, the elastic resistance a little bit less in this position. I'm going to keep breathing into my low back ribs. I'm going to exhale, bring sitting bones together, tailbone up, and peel up. I'm going to breathe in, expanding the band around my low ribs, and exhale and peel down. If you have a tendency to arch your back, so if you're very hyperlordotic, which I am, it took me a long time to be able to get into this position, what'll happen is the body loop will slide up. It'll be about halfway up your tush and no longer on your sitting bones. So it's also giving you feedback that way, in that if you keep the feeling of your sitting bones just lightly widening apart, the band will stay put.